How must I reframe my questions? Hi, I'm Louise Fouché from OTGrow. Welcome to our YouTube channel. And here we discuss tools, tips, and techniques to make you an effective group facilitator. So we spoke a little bit last week about facilitation and what is really meant by facilitation. And through that, we realized the incredible importance of how we structure a question, how we facilitate through the questions that we ask. But you might ask, well, then how do I ask questions? What questions do I ask? So the first thing to keep in mind is to structure your question that you are facilitating in the here and now. We don't want to ask why questions. Why questions are causative in nature. It means we're looking for a cause, and often that goes back in the past and will naturally end to some type of trauma in which we're often not trained to resolve these deep traumas. And that's the scope of the psychologists. And your clients can be referred on to the psychologist to be able to unpack and deal with the deep trauma. Within our scope, as a group facilitator or group therapist, we want to focus on in the here and now and what clients can become more aware of, what insights they can gain, so that new shifts can be made to be able to instill new behavior patterns with regards to interpersonal relationships. So if we know that, it becomes important to banish all why questions. Make sure you don't ask a why question at all during your facilitation. Rather, we're going to focus on what is happening in this group here and now. And any why question we can reformulate into a what, when, where, who, how question. And that's going to be far more valuable in terms of interpersonal relationships and connections here in the group. So let me give you a very practical example. Not to ask, why are you angry? Rather to ask, what happened now in the group that made you angry? Who in the group made you angry? What did they do that made you angry? How did you just respond to the anger? What had happened inside your body to be able to realize you were very angry? Now, as each one of these questions are unpacked, the client can start getting a better sense of what was the triggers around the anger. How did I respond? And what might have been a better way for me to respond? And then by facilitating feedback from the group members, how did you experience Mr. X becoming angry? What did you see happened? What impact did that have on you? And then we can get to the nitty-gritty. It's when you were shouting at me that I shut down. Maybe next time you can not blame me, but first ask a question. And so we're really back to in the here and now, new behavior patterns, new insights in terms of social skills, interpersonal relationships, and how to make shifts within the group. So this shows how important it is for us to formulate questions, to always keep in mind that it is a guiding process that we use our questions for, and that ultimately the biggest impact of questions is when they are framed in the here and now. No why questions, only what, when, where, how, when. When will you know that you have been successful in asking questions? So in this coming week, I'd like to challenge you to banish all why questions and try to reformulate them all into here and now questions. And in the meantime, happy facilitation.